Hi, I am currently at the park. It's raining, but you know what? I love the rain. I just love the sound of it, just like listening. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to the rain together, and we are gonna talk about social anxiety. I have very bad social anxiety, and I just wanted to sort of talk about it. You know, it's different for everyone. Social anxiety shows up differently for everyone. So yeah, I just wanted to share what it's been like for me throughout my life. So I was thinking I could break it up into 3 sections. I'm thinking childhood, teenage years, and now, because it has looked different in those like 3 times of my life. For anyone who doesn't know what social anxiety is, this is the Google definition for it: a mental health condition in which social interactions cause irrational anxiety. For people with social anxiety disorder, everyday social interactions cause anxiety, fear, self-consciousness, and embarrassment. All right, we're gonna start when I was a child. So I remember very vividly as a child not ordering my own food at restaurants until I was in like middle school. I didn't like talking to people I didn't know, especially adults. I was also nervous that I would mess up while I was ordering. I didn't like being embarrassed at all. So I always made my parents order my food for me. Another thing, starting a new school year was really hard for me. Like in elementary school, starting a new grade and having a new teacher and a new class. I think I cried on the first day of school up until 4th grade. I was scared and overwhelmed and nervous because it was a whole different classroom and a whole different teacher that I didn't know. It was a big deal. Like, I did not want to go. My mom would have to go up with me to meet the teacher and just like assure me like they're not mean, they're really nice. It's gonna be a good year. And then another thing is I started doing plays in 4th grade, and I would do a bunch of musicals. And what's interesting is the getting up and performing in front of people wasn't the part that made me nervous. What made me like anxious and nervous was rehearsals. And not the rehearsing part. The part that made me anxious was just the hanging out part. Or like okay, we're gonna have lunch right now, everyone go get lunch. Because I didn't want to talk to the other kids. I mean, it wasn't that I didn't want to talk to them, I didn't know how to talk to them. Like, I would freeze up every time someone would come up and talk to me. Yeah, that's mostly my childhood social anxiety things that I can remember, at least. So when I was a teenager, this is when I really did not want to embarrass myself. I just wanted to fit in. I didn't want anyone to think I was awkward or weird or anything. I was very insecure. So I think adding that on top of social anxiety, which I didn't know I had, not a good mix. I just remember in high school telling myself at the beginning of like every school year, like, okay, we're gonna go into class, we're gonna make friends, just be yourself, it's gonna be fine. Because if you don't make friends in your classes, you're just gonna be miserable like you were the year before. And I would always tell myself that, but I could never do it. I would just like freeze up whenever I would try to talk to someone, or I just wouldn't even try because it made me so anxious. Like, new people would just like freak me out. There were so many times where people would like open up and like try to like be friends with me or try to talk to me, and like I couldn't reciprocate that. I just couldn't communicate, and I did not understand why my mind would go blank and I would freeze up when I would talk to people that I didn't really know well. Another way it showed up was, of course, like I got older and it was time for me to get a job. I got a job at a store. I was a cashier. I remember being so confident, like, I got this, I can do this, I can be fake nice, I can do small conversations or whatever. And it was just a disaster. I think I cried every morning I had to go to that job. But the thing is that nothing bad ever happened. But like I would always like think of the worst case scenario, like, oh, like this person's gonna be a Karen, this person's gonna get mad at me and like do this. But I never experienced that. It was just the fear of that possibly happening that prevented me from like being able to like do my job and function. Yeah, when I was a teenager, I just wanted to do everything possible to not have an awkward interaction with people, because I was so afraid of that for some reason. Like, I did not like the feeling of being embarrassed or feeling like awkward. Like a drive-through is like when I would go through a drive-through and there was just like a weird like exchange there. Like I would just like be stuck thinking about that for like days. And then I'd just be like, oh, I never want to go to another drive-through ever again, because I never want that to happen again. When that isn't like realistic at all. I didn't understand, like, can't just like prevent that stuff from happening. Yeah, but I think maybe junior or senior year of high school is when I heard about social anxiety. And it must have been on YouTube. I must have been watching a YouTube video or something, and someone was talking about how they have social anxiety. And that was the first time I was like, huh, like I had a name to something I was struggling with. Because this whole time, I just thought I was crazy. Like, why am I not capable of doing this simple thing that people do? Like, why am I not capable of talking to people? How does social anxiety show up in my life now? Well, it got very bad. Of course, I talked about this before. It got very bad during quarantine, COVID. But honestly, I don't know if social anxiety ever goes away. I think I'll always have it. Every time I go into a store, every time I go out to eat, sometimes at big family gatherings. But I've been trying to sort of decrease that and change my mindset, because you know, anxiety is just a game your mind is playing with yourself. It's making you fear all these things that you don't need to be scared of. Like, I've been trying to switch my mindset when I go out. Like, for example, I hate the idea of having like an awkward encounter with someone, but you know what, I'm just like, it's inevitable, it's unpreventable. Those things just happen. It's human. Everyone has those awkward moments in life, and you know what? It's fine. Like, once it's done, it's done. There's no need to think about it any further, because all that's just gonna do is just harm yourself even more. Oh my gosh, I need to share this. You know what's very interesting about my social anxiety is it also comes up in text. I cannot text to save my fucking life. I get so frustrated sometimes when I text because my mind goes blank sometimes. And I'm like, oh shoot, like I don't know what to say. Like, how do I say this or how do I say that? Like, is that gonna be good enough to what they just texted me? Like, I don't know. It can just be hard. I don't know, it just feels like sometimes I don't want to cry. It can just be really frustrating because sometimes I'm like, why is this simple thing so difficult? Like, why is checking out at the store so anxiety provoking for me? Why can't I just respond to people's texts without having to think about it for like 30 minutes prior? There's so many times where I'm like, I wish this could be as easy for me as it is for other people. It just sucks. I'm being completely honest. Like, I know, like, I'm trying to be positive about this stuff, but it does suck. I hate it. It's made looking for jobs very hard for me, because if I could, I would avoid any sort of job where I had to interact with a customer. Because the thought of that Oh my gosh. But you know what? We just got to deal with it. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna let it stop me. Yeah, social anxiety is really hard. If you're someone out there who has it, I feel you. Let's see, what are some social habits I have due to my social anxiety? A lot of times I practice my order before I say it. I like restaurants and stuff. I usually this is crazy, but before I get up to pay for something, I make sure my card is already out of my wallet because I don't want to be up there for too long. So then I'm able to just food, you know. Same with going through drive-thrus. I always make sure my card is out of my wallet and in the cup holder because I don't want to go up there and be up there for too long. Yeah, I don't know. There's just some things about social anxiety for me and what it looks like for me. I know there's so much more that once I turn off the camera right now, I'm gonna be oh shit, I should have said that. Why did I forget about this? Or blah, blah, blah. So maybe a part 2 coming soon if I forgot so much that I'm shoot, I need to make another part. But yeah, that's what it looks like for me. I hope you enjoyed the sounds of the peaceful rain because I definitely did. I just love it so much. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next Tuesday for a new video.